Hello and a very warm welcome to yet another edition of the Real Talk. Hoping that you are well, then the day is going well. Thank you so much for sparing time to join this conversation. Yet again, we hope it will be entertaining, informative, and inspirational, as well as life-changing. Today we will be talking about housing, real estate development, mass housing, that concept of mass housing. What is that about? And I invited somebody that I'm sure will enlighten us. I cannot wait for you to learn some more, as I will be learning as well. My name is Jackie Lumbasi. Our guest is Hassan Adan Hassan. Good to see you, Hassan.
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
Hi, my dear. Very well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, actually. I'm doing well.
Wonderful.
Good to
Hassan,
be with you.
Thank you. Finally, the conversation happens. Gosh, I've looked for you for years. Hassan is the Group CEO of ADHI Corp. You'll get to know more about ADHI, but first, as always on the show, we start by getting to know more a little bit about you. Let's go back to where Hassan's story began.
Oh, I mean, this is about telling my age now, yeah?
You can remove the age, just share the experience, and leave us to do the guessing.
Hassan is a... I'm from Djibouti, actually, born in Djibouti, but I grew up in the UK. Most of my formative years, actually,
Was spent in the UK.
was spent in the UK.
Okay.
So, and I've been in the construction industry for the last 20 years now. Actually, 20 years plus, you know, and I've worked in Europe, you know, the western part of Europe, in the eastern part of Europe, the Balkan areas. I've worked in the Middle East. I've worked in other parts of Africa apart from Rwanda. And, you know...
All in construction?
All in constructions.
Let's go back to where that started. Did you start... When did you pick interest in construction? Did you go to school to study? Did you just find yourself there?
You know, when I was in secondary school, I mean, the subject that really interested me the most were the scientific subjects. You know, your maths, your physics, your chemistry, your biochemistry, that sort of stuff. And, you know, as you go into like college, and then from college, and you're preparing yourself into university, you kind of like thinking about different...
the interests change.
And to be honest with you, me moving into civil engineering, because that's what I've actually studied at university, was more of me having like a work placement experience. And it was one of my teachers actually at that time that said, how about going into a engineering consultancy firm, you know, for your work experience? And I was like, okay. So what do they actually do? I mean, you like maths, you like physics, you like chemistry. Why not go and see them, you know? Because initially, you know, at that age, 15 years old, 16 years old, you would rather go and work at McDonald's because you might get a meal at the end of it.
Exactly. Yeah. That is what you're looking for.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking of going to an office and, you know, trying to, you know,
I was just thinking, you'd rather go work at McDonald's or a movie studio.
Exactly. You're going to get something out of it at the end of your shift. Because that's what I used to get from my brothers and sisters. Actually.
Yes.
And, you know.
Then your teacher is saying, no,
you better go
you're
there.
meant for better.
Yeah. So, so that's how I've actually came across the engineering. Plus, actually, one of my brothers did also civil engineering.
Okay.
Who's older than me. So he was already at university when I was about to finish my college. So I've just kind of like followed his footsteps as well.
Okay.
So he was that teacher plus my brother. Things, I mean, that's how I actually get into engineering and civil engineering actually. But that was, you know, and then when I finished my degree course, I was, even at that age really, even during the summer, I used to go and I did actually work in one of the infrastructure projects in the UK at that time actually, which was one of the major motorway projects.
Okay.
And as a security, actually, believe it or not.
I was interested in knowing where you started.
Yeah, I actually started as a security.
As a security.
And I was like, I was maybe 17 years old. Yeah, I was 17 years old. And all I wanted really is to sort of like see how they were actually building the roads. Plus I needed some pocket money actually at that time as well.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes when you're trying to break into an industry, sometimes it's not about what you know, it's who you know as well, just to give you that legs up. Yeah. And I mean, we were the first generation in the UK at that time, you know. So there is a lot of starting a new life, you know, and everything, and trying to, you know,
which is not easy. You know,
it's never easy.
If you're going to go there when a lot of other people have gone before you, it's fine. But when you're the first generation,
yes, it's
finding
tough.
your footing is not easy.
It's very difficult to get that foot through the door, basically.
Yeah.
But luckily enough, you know, finished university, I got my very first job in a consultancy firm.
In a consultancy firm.
In a consultancy firm, actually. And, you know, all I was doing was highways, actually. You know, roads and bridges and stuff like that. And
you weren't doing the actual...
I was doing the design.
You're doing the design.
I was doing the design.
Okay,
so I
not
was doing the design in the
laying
office.
Of the blocks and...
No, I was doing the design in the office.
Yes.
And then you go to site to verify that whatever you have
you designed is what has been done.
It's actually what has been done. And the good thing about that consultancy firm, and this is what I always actually encourage some of my students when I meet them sometimes, you know, practical experience is very important.
Yeah.
Practical experience is
nothing beats that.
Getting to know how to work with your hands, you know, it's a privilege. Seriously, you can learn, but once you learn and you understand, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
And it's a privilege that you cannot just keep it to yourself as well. Try to pass it on.
Get to do it and pass it on.
Pass it on, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I always encourage people.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in a design office, and then the good thing about that consultancy firm is like they had different departments. So they had the building constructions department, they have the highways department, they have the utilities departments, you know, they have different departments.
Yeah.
And as part of the graduate development schemes, you have to pass through all these...
Through all the departments.
All these different departments.
Wow.
And then you have the project management team, that's a different department as well. You have the costing department, that's purely costings. You have the contracts departments, so that it gives you a whole spectrum.
You started off very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for some people, in order to get such experience, they'll have to jump from one organization to another organization.
Correct.
You were so lucky that all this was
I was
in one
lucky
place.
because they put me through the graduate development program. So that kind of like exposed you into different departments.
Yeah.
And that's how my development started, really. And then I was with that firm for a couple of years. And then in 2005, there were some rumblings that London is going to be hosting the London 2012 Olympics. So I had already a couple of years under my belt. So there was this other company that was actually looking for a project manager.
Because now they had to put up new infrastructure for the...
Oh, it was a derelict area. It was part of London that was really derelict. So they wanted to sort of like do this regeneration program, yeah? And it was a brownfield site as well. What I mean by brownfield is that it was an industrial state at that time, in the Second World War. You know, for many years, basically, that part of London, of East London. So it was derelict. It was a brownfield site, and I was basically recruited as one of the project managers at that time to oversee all the fringe projects. These are all the infrastructures that actually brings in the Olympic Village, and then the Olympic infrastructures like the velodrome where they were hosting the cycling. You had the basketball, the main stadium.
Wow.
you know, and then we had to build in a couple of bridges, you know, the access roads. But we were encouraging people not to actually use cars or anything like that, but you have to favor, you know, like walking, cycling, public transportations. So all that has to really work in tandem to actually bring, because there was a lot of visitors, millions of visitors coming to the Olympics. So you have to have the infrastructures to welcome them. Not only them, but also
accommodate your people as well.
Exactly.
Yes, because it's not like the visitors will come and then the residents move. They have to coexist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then also it's about whenever you're bringing in a project into an area, you also have to marry with the existing surrounding that was there before. You cannot just come in, plant your projects, and then start impacting, you know, the existing communities that was actually living nearby.
Places,
So you have to sort of like do these integrations as well.
That was a big project for you at a young age.
It was. I was not even 30 at that time. Huh?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was not even 30 that time. But it was a real baptism, really. You know, try to
what they call baptism by fire.
By fire, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So I mean, doing all that integration, stakeholders, you know, because you are dealing with the stakeholders at you know, municipal level, all the way up to government level, you know, and then within the government level, you have all these different agencies that you have to deal with. So it was a good
Quite
project,
the test.
quite intense.
Yeah.
But you know, the way things are work, you know, things sometimes work in a mysterious way.
Yeah.
And that's how I get to kind of like network as well with all these different entities that was actually working in that.
Working on the same project.
That same projects,
to
say the least. And from there, you mean in 2010 we had the economic crash as well. You know, so a lot of the Western nations were like tightening the belt, let's put it that way. Because of what happened in America, there was a real crash of the real estate at that time, actually, that affected the banking sector. You know, banks were like, we will not go into that. You know, that's a separate discussions that you need to
we'll have a separate day for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
But how did that affect you?
In terms of you know, the funding for certain projects, you know, especially infrastructure projects, you know, governments are usually the vehicle of economic development, and then you have the private sectors that actually piggy bank at the back of the government.
Yes.
And at that time, the government, we had a new government as well in the UK actually that just came in. So there was all this announcement of austerities and how we need to be living within our means and so on and so forth. So things were not basically happening in the UK, but luckily I've met some people within that sphere of the Olympic sites, and there was an opportunity for me to go and work overseas.
So you moved away?
Then I basically took that. But the way it happened was actually quite funny.
Yeah.
Because I went into work that morning, and then I was asked, would you be interested in going to Gabon, which is West Central Africa? Yeah. For someone that actually grew up in the UK, and you know, you don't even know where each country in Africa is. So I have to go and look. Where is Gabon,
Google
first of all?
fast.
Exactly.
Yes.
Where is Gabon, first and foremost?
Yeah.
And then, you know, realize that they speak French. It was okay in that sense, because being Djiboutian, we were in a household where people are actually communicating in French.
Yeah.
It wasn't so bad on that side. And the funny thing was, I wasn't even planning on leaving the UK, to be honest with you. That was not my intention.
Because up until then, you haven't mentioned anything like you were looking for opportunities elsewhere.
No.
You hadn't planned
I haven't planned at all.
So this morning you walk in and they're asking you, would you be interested
to go to Gabon?
Yeah,
just like that. So all I did was, I tell them that I will think about it. Yeah. I got home. This is real story, actually.
Yeah.
This is truthful.
I love that.
I switched on you know, I'm still thinking about it. I've texted one of my friends, and I said, they want me to go to Gabon.
Yeah.
And he's like, where is Gabon as
Yeah,
well?
what do you know about Gabon?
He asked me, where is Gabon as well? And I told him it's a place in West Central Africa. Their capital city is called Libreville, you know. It's next to Cameroon. Cameroon,
Cameroon, at least
we
you had an
knew
idea.
Cameroon.
You knew Cameroon.
We knew Cameroon
Yes.
because of the football.
Yes. Oh my.
But we didn't know where Gabon was.
You didn't know the neighbors.
And we knew of Congo because of you know, things that happened. You know, Royal Rumble. You know, the Jungle Rumble. You know, Muhammad Ali boxings and all that. We knew of those stories. Yeah,
Yes,
Congo, Zaire. You know, but not Gabon.
Yeah.
This time. Yeah. So I get home. I'm still thinking about it, and I switch on the television. Actually, I switch on the televisions, and then I started like changing the channel. I came across a football match, yeah, and I'm like, oh, who's playing? I'm looking at, there was like Brazil. I understood who Brazil was, and I'm like, who's this other team?
It was a black team, an African team.
African team, yeah, and it has a GBN abbreviation, yeah? And I'm like, who is this team? Then I looked at Google and I said, who's Brazil playing? I saw Gabon.
And Gabon comes up.
Gabon comes up.
Yeah.
I still have the text that I've actually sent to my friend. I told him, guess what?
Yeah.
I'm watching, I switch on the television, I'm changing channels, and I'm seeing Gabon. Gabon was actually inaugurating a stadium, and they invited a Brazilian team. And I told him, the game is on against Brazil. And we talked about Gabon this morning.
Exactly. You know, that was like a divine message. You've had the country for the first time. You're seeing them on TV.
I see them on TV.
You're likely to meet someone from Gabon in the next 1 hour. So.
Wow. I mean,
events just happen like that. You know, things work in mysterious ways.
Absolutely. And that sort of like made my decision in a way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, if Brazil is there, what's going to stop Hassan to be there as well?
Exactly.
And that was, what was it, 15 years ago, huh? Maybe 15 or 16, 15 years ago, I think.
That was 2010.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when I decided.
That's a while back. And so you left, you went to Gabon. That was the first place in Africa.
My first time working overseas.
Yes. Your first time working overseas. Let's take a break there because I want to know. So 15 years ago when your life changed, how was that for you and how has been the journey so far? Thank you for joining us on the show today. We're talking about, and you know, now we've just gotten to know more about Hassan. The reason we have Hassan here is because he's the group CEO of ADHI Corp, and shortly we'll be talking more about real estate development, mass housing. We'll get to learn more about that. But of course, we will take a break. When we come back, we'll look a little bit at how Hassan moved 15 years ago, leaving the UK and going to work overseas. Thank you for joining us on the show. Welcome back to The Real Talk. My name is Jackie. Our guest is Hassan. Please use the hashtag The Real Talk if you have any questions that you want Hassan to respond to. We'll both be online. We will respond to you. We are both live on both the TV, RTV, and on our official YouTube channel. So Hassan, 15 years ago, you decide you're leaving. This is the first time you're going to work overseas. Do you move alone or do you move with some family members? And also when you go to Gabon, do you find somebody that you know there or you are on your own?
You know, even when I accepted to go, there was a couple of times that I've just said to myself, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, but the bags were already made. I had the ticket, renewed the passport. Yeah. So I couldn't really back it up. So
you had to go.
I went there alone. That was, my mom was actually alive at that time. She passed away since, and I remember telling her, I'm going to go to Gabon, Mom, you know, and she's like, Gabon? What's wrong? Why? Are you not happy being here, you know, in the UK, amongst us, amongst the family? I see you every other week, you know. How am I gonna contact you? Because remember that time, there wasn't these facilities nowadays.
That we do have now,
We
yes.
do have nowadays.
15 years have changed a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can sort of like make a Skype call, you know,
You didn't
WhatsApp
have it
call.
back then, yes.
You didn't. You have to make a phone call. You have to buy a card.
Yes.
Scratch it.
Exactly.
Then call. Yeah, overseas. I mean, all these facilities that we have today wasn't there in terms of communications.
Yes.
We had the emails and everything, but like speaking on the phone, or video chat, video call, that was still in the infancy that time.
Right. That's right.
So I went and I got there, got to the airport, got my bags, went through, because I had the company staff waiting for me.
Yes, I was going to ask if the company had made sure there was someone to receive you.
There was someone to receive me at the airport, to take me through immigrations and everything. Then I picked up my bag, I come outside the airport, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? That was the first thought.
That was your first reaction.
What the hell am I doing here? But, but I was looking forward to it as well.
Yeah.
They said civil engineering, they said without civil engineering, there won't be any civilizations.
Interesting.
That's how.
Without civil engineering, there wouldn't be any civilization.
This is what we say to ourselves as,
as
engineers.
Yes,
as engineers.
You're very important people.
But I was looking forward to it as well, because Gabon was actually hosting that time the African Cup of Nations 2012. So we had some roads to build, and we had also a stadium to build.
Okay.
So I was looking forward to it as well. I mean,
that is the reason you had been sent there.
That's the reason, because of what
we did. That was a huge project. Because of what you did with the Olympics.
Olympic sites, yeah. That was predominantly the reasons. But also, the company have actually, at that time in 2010, that time they've actually signed a contract with the government of Gabon, actually, to actually run an agency that was actually created. It was called Agency of, Heavy Works, basically, where the most strategic projects were going to be
done through this agency.
Through this agency that was actually created. It was an agency, basically, it was one agency, one single entity, that was the link between the presidency and all the other ministries.
Okay.
So the more strategic projects used to actually be funneled through our agencies, and we were the one to sort of like implement them.
Wow.
So got there, got to know the country, got to love the country, actually. Yeah.
How many years did you spend there?
I spent 2 years. Then I got shipped to the Middle East. And then while I was in the Middle East, Gabon again in 2016, 17 came in for me again, saying like they're going to be hosting the African Cup of Nations in 2017 again. So they needed someone to do one more stadium and one more road. So I have to be shipped back again. And then I have to be shipped back to the Middle East again.
Yes.
Middle East was quite interesting, actually, because, when you're in civil engineer, there are, the most infrastructure projects that you can dream of working at least in one of them, you'll be happy. And I've been pretty lucky and blessed, actually, because I've worked in roads, I've worked in ports, I worked in airports.
Wow. You've done stadiums.
I've pretty much done.
I think stadiums are big as well.
It is, Metro. I've worked on Metro, Riyadh Metro, actually. That's why I was going to the Middle East, because I was the delivery technical manager, actually, for deep underground stations, as well as at grade, and then all the infrastructure development that was actually needed at that time. So
I would love us to fast forward. And as you've said, you're so blessed that as a civil engineer, there will be those projects you'd want to be part of, working, and you've done that. So 15 years ago, you reached Gabon and you're like, what the hell am I doing here? And then about slightly over 5 years ago, I don't know how many years have you done in Rwanda so far?
This is the 4th year, actually.
4th year. So 4 years ago when you reached here, I hope you didn't ask yourself, what the hell am I doing here?
I was already baptized, being in different parts of the world.
Because you are, yes, because you've been to different parts of the world. How was it coming to this part of the world?
I was looking forward.
Okay.
I was actually looking forward to be in Rwanda because, you know, we all know what happened 31 years ago. And the only image I had in my mind
was that.
Nothing else. Because you only get to hear the bad news. You know, but you don't get to hear the good news. Yes, good news. Exactly. You don't get to hear the good news that each country is actually doing. Or whenever there is a bad news, you get to hear about it. So me coming here, I was actually looking forward in seeing how the country has actually progressed ever since that, you know, tragedy that happened 31 years ago. Where there's been a genocide.
Genocide against the Tutsis.
Against the Tutsis. So I was really looking, and I had a Rwandan friend actually, even when I was working in Gabon. I had a Rwandan friend, you know, who's actually...
he lived and worked in Gabon?
He lived and worked in Gabon, but he was coming from the state. He was coming from the state, me, I was coming from the UK.
Okay.
For the same company.
Wow.
So he was telling me the lands of Thousand Hills and everything. Yeah. And I kind of like, after you've been to, and the good thing was, when I first arrived in Africa with that company, we had the opportunity every 10 weeks to go back home. Instead of going back home, I was actually traveling within Africa. Because I wanted to...
That was brilliant, yeah.
Because I
now you
wanted
to know more of the continent.
Exactly. This is the continent that I'm from. I've only been to Djibouti. I've only been to the neighboring country of Djibouti, but I never had a chance to go to West Africa. I never had the chance to go to North Africa. I never had a chance to go to Southern Africa. And I was looking
for... So you were, every 10 weeks
every 10 weeks I was traveling. And the good thing is, when you start working as an expatriate, you got to have friends coming from each part of the world.
Each part of the world,
And that was a blessing.
So that network, you continue to build a network.
Exactly.
Let's hear of your impression coming in, and then now you've stayed around. And again, by the time you came, I imagine you came with ADHI, or was it a different organization?
It was ADHI.
It was ADHI.
It was ADHI. I was at that time actually based in. I was based in the Balkans, so I used to look after.
The Middle East.
I left the Middle East. I left Africa, so I used to look after the Balkan regions, mainly Kosovo, Macedonia, Serbia, you know, those kind of regions. You know, Slovenia as well. You know,
well, places we rarely visit.
Well, there was another country actually, and also Albania as well. I used to cover those regions, so. I mean, this is like during the pandemic, you know. This is during the pandemic that I was in the Balkans.
You were in the Balkans during the pandemic?
I was.
During COVID-19?
During COVID-19, I was in the Balkans. I was in a hotel, actually. I spent pretty much 7 to 8 months in a hotel.
Oh, my.
Yeah. But we were allowed to come in to the office. But like we have to somehow have a synchronized calendar, because they couldn't have everyone in the office.
Oh,
so they could only
social
have
distancing.
Exactly the social distances and all that. We were practicing as an American company. We were actually practicing that, but
the
people of that region,
the local companies were
No.
They were going on with life.
They were just like business as usual. But us, you know, we're coming from a corporate background. There are some sets of procedures and processes
that you had to adhere
to. That we have to adhere to. And we have to follow. And, you know, there are certain things that we have to do, more or less. And then I got a phone call, like, Rwanda. I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'm eager to go back to
So
Africa.
who's asking?
The chairman.
The chairman of your organization, or
Yes,
now?
Corps, ADHI Corps.
ADHI.
Because I've met
You
the
had met him
chairman.
before?
I met him in Gabon.
Oh, wow.
Many moons ago. I met him in Gabon.
Okay.
And that's how we got to sort of like
Wow.
clicked.
Yes.
And we became pretty much a family at that time. We clicked, became a family, and that's how we get to
I hear you.
click. And then
Okay.
he was like,
Come.
I'm aiming for these projects. And I'm like, can you send me some details? Okay, I looked at it. To be honest with you, the reason why I actually came, because I saw the project, and you know, I mean, this is the continent that I'm from.
Yeah.
I'm always looking to give back to my continent. You know, we are the sons. We are the sons and daughters of Africa.
Yeah.
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 And I'm always looking to give something back. And when I looked
by
at the
then you
projects-
had given to other people anyway. You started to give back to your fellow Africans.
So I mean, when I saw the project that it was housing, it was mass housing, you know, I knew that it was going to be a transformative project that is going to change people's lives. And I was like, yeah, I'll be on a plane. I'll see you in December. We had the phone call in June. Then I was here in December, but that was during COVID, really, still. Okay. So even Rwanda was like practicing the social distancing, you know, because I arrived, I did the PCR test at the airport.
The airport, yes.
And then they put me into a hotel room.
Yes, the hotel room
so I have
for
to
a
wait.
while.
I have to wait. Then I didn't even knew how the system was.
Yes.
They have to explain to me, you know, you cannot come out from your room, you have to wait.
You've got to wait until your results are out.
I had an international telephone number.
Yeah.
So they were like, we will send you your email address to your email address, then you will know if you have a negative or positive. I had a negative test.
Yeah.
So that's when I went outside and, you know, I came to, what was the hotel in CBD, Mbumbwe.
Mbumbwe.
Mbumbwe, yeah, that's the one.
Mbumbwe.
Mbumbwe, that's the one.
That's the one, the tall.
So the tall one.
Yes.
And I had a view to the petrol station.
The one just below.
Just the one below. So that's the view I had of Rwanda for 24 hours.
When you went to the winter. You should have looked a bit far.
Yeah. So I got the test as negatives,
Yes.
and then me and the chairman met. We discussed
You know how
the
to leave the
project.
hotel.
And then I left the hotel. We sat down. We discussed about the projects. Then our mind shifted into the delivery mode.
Yes.
How are we going to deliver this, and you know, all the different aspects that was needed to actually deliver. You know, the whole delivery model.
And by then had chairman done the groundwork? Because by the
He's
time
done the groundwork. He's
Okay.
got the contract.
Ah, so good.
I mean, he
Yeah.
signed the contract with the government of Rwanda. You know, he's done most of the legwork.
Yeah. Okay.
Now it was the execution.
All right.
And executions, that's when I came in. Then I have to bring in a team. You know, I had to, you know, because we have to set up the office, the different departments. Groundbreaking. You know, set up all the processes and procedures between the departments, and you know, it was real firefighting, because you have to really get into a firefighting mode.
Yeah.
And
then the work got started.
The project got started.
The project got started. Tell us a little bit about the project, and you know, we will take a break. Then when we come back, now when I started, I talked about mass housing.
Yes.
If you could enlighten us some more on what really is mass housing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is The Real Talk. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy to have you, and please share your thoughts using the hashtag The Real Talk. We will be back. Welcome back to The Real Talk. My name is Jackie. Our guest is Hassan. Hassan is the Group CEO of ADHI Corp. And we've learned more about Hassan, getting to know as a young man around the age of 16, 17. He goes in for work placement. He was passionate about sciences, ended up as a civil engineer. You've had his story of how he joined the construction space. And I love that beginning. I hope that this story will inspire you. And if you have been wasting time, it will get you started. I would like to say, start somewhere, where you are today and with what you have. Hassan, so you come in with ADHI. Tell us a little bit more about ADHI and what is your core business, which is mass housing.
Absolutely. ADHI stands for American Dream Homes International.
Oh, so, I never even knew it was an abbreviation.
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah. You know, I kept saying AD, exactly. Jackie specifically ADHI.
ADHI.
Now I know what it
ADHI,
is for.
American Dream Homes International. And then we have the holding group, which has subsidiaries. So we've got a subsidiary that deliver and does the construction. And then we have a subsidiaries that does the manufacturing, where we buy the raw material and we process them in country actually, instead of relying on others to sell you the finished product.
Yeah.
You
buy the raw material from wherever. You could buy the raw material within the country, even without.
It has to be outside because this is the steel now.
Okay.
So we have to buy it from outside.
Yes.
Add value to it locally, and then that's our own usage, or we can sell it to a third party.
Or you can sell it to others.
Yeah, and then those two elements are and then we have the training, because I'm very passionate when it comes into knowledge sharing, as well as capacity building. Because you cannot be within this sphere of construction industry and not try to, train your staff.
Exactly.
You have to have capacity building. And even the construction industry is a male-dominated industry. And I have worked in Africa, Middle East, and Europe. The first time I got to a construction site in Rwanda, the first thing I noticed was like the number of women actually working on the sites. Yeah. And that sort of like drove me to the idea, like within our capacity building, we need to deploy, what you might call affirmative actions, or what you might call positive discrimination, whereby you favor one over the other.
Yes.
Yeah. So we went to RwandaTV board. We've signed an agreement. It's like we are going to be recruiting technicians from EPRC, from technical colleges and stuff like that. Young Rwandans basically, and equipping them with the right skills. This is on-the-job training. It's not like I'm teaching you the theory and I'm teaching you how to do it in a controlled environment. No. I'm taking you straight to the site.
Because you have an active site.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's on-the-job training. It might cost me some money in terms of abortive work, because they might do it in a wrong way,
and you've got to redo it.
I have to redo it and correct it, take all the corrective actions. But to us, the real benefit really was to train almost 200 young Rwandans, whereby over 30% of them were like women as well. And then like I said, the construction industry is very sexist. It's a male-dominated industry.
And even if you find women at the construction site,
they are doing the mundane job.
The
mundane jobs.
Yeah.
So we try to sort of like change that. So I will lead masonry. The person who's in charge of the whole masonry work was a woman.
Wow.
The lead electrical was a woman.
Was a woman?
Yeah. Our lead trainer was a woman that we've actually trained
How long did it take you to achieve that?
In 2021, we've actually recruited 21 young Rwandans. And the whole idea was train of the trainer concept. So we trained them.
You trained them,
we
and they will
used
train
them,
the others.
We used them for the model homes, because we built 7 model homes first.
Okay.
And then from that 7 model homes, we wanted to get some feedbacks from the population at large before we attack the mass housing. So the whole idea was that these 21 people, then we selected the best 7, and then we put them through the assessors training. They became assessors as well. So the training centers here that we have today, it's recognized by the UK from NOCN as an approved training center. And by the time the trainees finish their training program, they obtain a GNVQ level 2, which is recognized in the UK, because the assessors were actually flying in from the UK to assess how these trainees were actually performing, if that makes sense, yeah? So everything, you know, and then the capacity building plus the manufacturing feeds into the construction aspect of it. So that's our business model, and that's how we've actually approached Rwanda. And to be competitive really within the sphere of mass housing, it's all about the numbers. You know, if you can grow horizontally in terms of your manufacturing capacity, you know, you can also increase your output as well at the same time. If that makes sense. So that's what we did in a way. You know, we have to establish the holding, we have to establish the subsidiaries, we have to recruit people, you know, and you know, we got the land in Norway near Genge, near Buisa area, and Bigiza actually. So everyone is always correcting me.
I also say Buisa.
So that's how we started with phase 1. With the 200 students that we have recruited.
So the 200 students you recruited are the ones who put together, who constructed phase 1?
We kind of like, segmented them into cohorts.
Okay.
So we had cohort 1 who came in first, about 50, 60 of them, because we had, first we took 120. Because we have limited classrooms and, you know, we cannot, you know, chuck 200 at the same time. So we have to sort of like, you know, stagger them. Stagger them, but they were all getting the benefits of actually knowing how to construct. No, first we teach them how to design. Then we teach them how to read a drawing. Then we teach them how to assemble. Then we teach them how to erect. And then how to do verifications. And then...
So there's different stages.
Exactly. And then we ask them, which area you feel most comfortable? If he says, I want to do plumbing, okay, this is the team, go to the plumbing.
If it's verification.
Exactly. If you want to do verification, all right, go to the verification team. You know, like a quality control.
Did they have to stay with you after the training, or would you even release
them? As long as we have a project, we guarantee them jobs.
You guarantee them jobs.
Yes.
But when you don't have projects, you don't hold them back. You'll allow them to
I allow them. Some of them even went to Europe. Actually, 15 of them. The last one just went last week. Actually, the 16 ones. They actually went to Germany for further studies. Some of them went back to RTB to teach. You know. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm sure that makes you really happy. You wants to give back.
I am. I mean, as a group, as ADHI, from the chairman, from the vice president, from
myself. That is what you all want to see.
You know, when you see trainees, to be honest with you, sometimes when I'm out and about, and people say hi to me, and I'm like, who's this? It's like, I was one of the trainees. Now I'm working here. I'm like, oh, okay. Pleasure to meet you.
The fruits of your labor.
Exactly. That was really good. But I mean, we had the Buisa projects. So the Buisa projects is set within 30 hectares land. But you cannot deliver the whole 30 hectares in one go. Like I said, we've done the 7 model homes, and we've allowed people to give us a feedback.
The feedback came.
The feedback came, and then we attacked. You know, phase 1. With some changes that we've actually received.
Wow.
On that feedback of those model homes. So we started, I mean, the project was officially launched by His Excellency Paul Kagame in February 2022. And the project was delivered almost in September 2023, after a year. After a year and maybe 6 months or something like that.
And how many units are we talking about?
250 units.
Why was that done very fast? Was it the kind of material you were using? Was it the manpower, people on the site?
You know, Jackie, you can have the most technological advance that you can get. But you know, on a construction site, it's the systematic approach on how you're actually delivering at each stage of the projects. And the fact that we were actually using innovative solutions as well, that really helped us a lot. You know, the light steel framing with the light concrete, instead of using blocks and concrete, and you know, because we build in innovations into it as well. And that's what actually, that piece of innovations allow us to deliver very quickly, number one. And it will also allow us to obtain the highest certifications you can get in terms of green building, from the World Bank Edge. You know, I mean, it's not just about delivering a house or affordable house or luxury affordable homes, but can this person afford to maintain it as well over the long term? You know, in terms of utility bills, in terms of maintenance.
That's important, sort of, because today you could finish the project and the price is very appealing. I can afford it, but in the long run, will I be able to maintain it?
Exactly. I mean, that's
so
why
you put that into consideration as well. Utility bills.
Utility bills. We had to take that into considerations because of the. If we wanted to achieve green certifications, we had to, you know, make certain innovations built into the construction technology.
Can you just share a bit of that innovation? Because we're talking about 200, more than 200 units.
Yes.
What did you do for you to get the certification?
First of all, it's a technology that exists. It's not a new technology. But you know, you have to adapt it. You know, before you can release anything to wider societal consumptions, you have to incubate.
You're right.
And then you test it. Wait for feedbacks. Wait for feedback. And this is what the chairman was doing now when he was in Gabon for over 20 years. He was incubating this technology. Testing, so that it fits within the local concept, environment, and also acceptability as well. That was the key. So it's been perfected in elsewhere in Africa. So by the time
it was ready, by the time it came here,
by the time we came to Rwanda, we knew that it was going to be accepted.
Yes. It had been tried and tested elsewhere.
Exactly. But the other aspect really was the green aspect. It's not just about delivering a house. When you are doing mass housing, you are creating a community, you know, and this community, you know, you have to put in all the infrastructures needed so that it becomes resilient as well. Because we are getting all this climate change and what have you.
How do we make sure the houses don't collapse? How do you make sure the sewer lines don't get blocked? Because different families, you know, I can imagine the work that goes into that.
So that's how we basically developed Buiza Phase 1. We wanted to create that sponge-like city. If it rains, for instance, the runoff, the storm water, doesn't flood. Because remember,
parking lot,
we are bringing community into an existing community. So we don't want to affect the existing infrastructures already there.
You mentioned it earlier.
Exactly. We don't want to affect the existing infrastructure. This community that you are creating, you have to create that cohesion. And when you are doing mass housing, you don't have to create disparity between the houses. So from the outside, if you go to Buiza today, most of the houses look the same. The comfort level is when you go through the front door. That you know that this is a 2-bedroom, this is a 3-bedroom, this is a 4-bedroom. But from the outside,
You're right about
They
that.
look
The outside, they all
exactly
look the same.
Yeah. So basically, those who actually qualify through the program of the government in terms of accessing an affordable home are living within that environment. Those who's got a little bit of a broad shoulder,
Yes.
yeah, are also
They're also living within the same
community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is that cross subsidies as well between those who have and those who need that leg up to own their first property. You know, first-time buyers.
Yeah.
But I mean, when it comes into affordable housing, it's not something that just developers can do it by himself. It's a multifaceted approach. You know, the public sector, the government has a role to play. The developers have a role to play because he has to come out with these innovations in terms of how you can reduce the cost so that it's accessible to all the spectrum of the society populations, basically. And then you have the banking sector, because
they also play a key role.
You can deliver affordable homes, but if you don't have affordable mortgage, yeah,
who's going to take them?
you're just going to have a white elephant.
Oh yes, you'll have a white elephant. The project will stay there.
Exactly, the project will
moving
stay
in.
there.
Yeah.
So that's where Rwanda actually has played a vital role.
Yes.
You know,
because this worked out so well.
Exactly, exactly. Because they've created the mortgage product to accompany the projects, affordable projects.
Beautiful.
And that is something that Rwanda, I mean, in terms of how they develop policy frameworks, how they develop, you know, the environment, conducive environment to be able to deliver mass housing.
Yeah.
You know, that's where Rwanda actually takes precedent over
it beats other countries.
Neighboring countries, I would say, without,
no doubt.
Without naming names.
Yeah, please, we won't do that.
Without naming names.
We won't.
You know, you know, it's 30 hectares. We delivered only maybe 15% of the projects.
Oh wow.
We only delivered 15% of the projects. We still have 85% to come. And the good thing about phase one, we are still receiving feedbacks.
I want us to go to, I want to know the lessons that you learned from the phase one, the feedback you received, and what we should expect in phase two.
Absolutely.
As we head towards the end of the conversation, I want to know a bit of what you've learned and how differently you'll do things in future.
Absolutely. One of the things that we've actually learned in phase one is that the different demographic within the populations, those who actually came in to buy their houses, we've actually noticed that young professionals are not afraid to live in terrace houses. That's one thing that we've actually realized.
Okay.
Because when we were kind of like developing the projects, there was a lot of reservations.
You're a bit worried.
I have a neighbor on my left, I have a neighbor on my right,
yeah.
I have
no
a neighbor on my back,
Mm.
Or I might have a, a neighbor on my back.
Yeah.
We are sharing sometimes, garden space. But what we've actually learned is the majority of the young professionals
are happy with that.
They are very happy with that.
Yeah.
They just want to have that
about
space.
That because even I remember when I came to Rwanda in 2018, what I noticed was families lived in very big houses. Yes. They really, we didn't have that many apartments. The apartments have just become, they're now becoming a trend. But indeed, yes, people wanted it because they still were very particular about their privacy. They never wanted to share certain spaces with others.
Exactly.
But you've noticed the difference.
We've noticed
among the young professionals.
Exactly, young professionals.
Wow.
But what we've also noticed is retirees as well.
Okay.
Retirees, the empty nesters.
Yes.
Kids
are gone.
They're not afraid to downsize as well.
Beautiful.
Because we have 1 or 2 retirees, or 3 actually, living within the states.
Okay, as you said, they downsize.
They downsized it. Yeah, we've noticed that as well.
That's good.
And what we've also noticed is that the majority of the buyers were actually women as well.
Women?
Women.
Okay.
The majority of the buyers on the contract's name were actually women.
Wonderful.
Yeah. there is a
Women must have
there is
pushed, they must have pushed their husbands to save.
probably
Yes.
probably
They must have pushed their husbands, save through me, I will manage our funds, we will get this property.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, what we are also understanding is that even though they've actually buying these houses, but the feedbacks that we are actually getting is not so much of the houses, it's the environment.
Yeah.
You know, the state itself. Because that's what I've noticed. It's not so much whether it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, four bedroom. It's the state itself.
Wow.
Is this a place that I can bring up my children?
Exactly.
That's the feedback that I've actually got.
Yes.
And if you go there today in Buiza with all the greenery, sceneries, and quieter roads and everything, you see kids in their tricycles, cycling around the paved roads. You got those who are playing basketballs. There is a kid garden there where they can actually take their kids as well.
I've seen the
There's
kindergarten.
a convenience store there. So
it's no
what
longer
we are
about the
thinking-
size of the house,
No.
really. It's the community,
the-
how they're living together, and
exactly.
everything on the outside.
Exactly.
The activities their children can get involved
Exactly. And also children being children
in. And yeah.
without being inside, inside the barriers of a villa or a house or anything like that. I mean, children have to interact. That's how society can live with each other.
Yeah.
For the very young age, when you are taken to nursery, the whole idea is get to learn how to interact with others.
Exactly.
You know?
And play with your peers.
Play with your peers. So, the way we've actually developed also Buiza Phase 1, and the good thing is that right now, the project is going to go through also other certifications,
Yeah.
whereby, because we've got the advanced green...
Because you're going to change a few things.
Exactly.
Huh?
Because we've got the advanced green edge, and also, we cannot be relying on the fiscal budget of the government as well. We are trying to see how we can utilize also the green aspect of the development and monetize it as well at the same time. So we are having these early discussions now.
Yeah.
The whole idea is encouraging also, saying to regulating bodies, encourage us to build green. We can build green, but what are the benefits?
Yeah.
I can build green,
Yes.
but what are the benefits? What am I
For
getting?
you, what are the benefits for you? Yeah.
As a contractor, what are the benefits? Can I monetize by building green
Yeah.
and selling the embodied carbon within the market of the carbons?
I think I should have you back here, Hassan, so we can dig deep into that.
Yes, yeah.
Indeed.
There is that
I would
opportunities
love
as
to-
well.
Yes, I
know,
want
green
to know.
building,
Yes.
what are the
But what are the benefits for the developer? For me,
Exactly.
who's spending more on
Exactly.
green building. I'll have you back on the show so that we can delve into that.
So phase 2,
I need to, yes, phase 2. As we conclude, I wanted
As
to
we
ask,
conclude,
yes, phase 2, please.
phase 2, we are going to be continuing with the townhouses.
Okay.
Where people are going to be living, in a terrace houses. They are going to be semi-detached, because what we've noticed is that those who've got broad shoulder.
Yes.
Let's go back to that expression again.
Yeah.
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 Were willing to come into the state, but they didn't want to be in a terrace housing, even though there are some gaps even in phase 1. So some of them, they are going to be semi-detached.
Okay.
So they're still going to have a neighbor.
Yeah.
But they
But
may
not
not
that
have-
close.
But not that close.
Yeah.
We are going to now add apartments.
Oh.
We are going to add apartments, but like really, really high-end apartments, whereby the top are going to be apartments, and then at the ground level, we are going to have like amenities, basically shops, whatever, a doctor's surgery, supermarkets, you name it. We are even thinking
gym.
of having a gym, a community center. We are going to build the community center so that the community can come together during the days of Umuganda, for instance,
Yes.
so that they can all come together. All the
They can
Buiza
even throw
residents.
parties. Like
They can throw a party.
a
The good thing
barbecue
is
there.
they can even utilize it if they actually, as a tenant resident associations,
Yeah.
if the community centers belongs to them, they can monetize it so that they can, pay off some of the maintenance of the estates and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are going to have like a swimming, a cinema, because what the feedbacks that I'm getting is like people are saying we live in a really nice community. However, we want to see all the amenities now. So that's what we are going to. Phase 2 is going to be lots of housing, lots of amenities as well. The restaurants, the swimming pool, clubhouse. We are going to.
I want to hear more of that, Hassan. Unfortunately, we've run out of time and we've come to the end of the show, but I will certainly have you back. There's so much I'd planned to ask. I got carried away by your personal story. I wanted the general housing trends. I wanted us to discuss that. You will be back for that.
Definitely.
But as we conclude, I want you to leave a message with the viewer. If there's anything you want them to take away from this program, what will it be?
Especially for the youth, actually.
Yes.
This is the youth that I would like to address, really. Whatever you do, you have to do it with a passion. If you want to get into the real estate, it's not something that you can do overnight. You have to really persevere. You have to, you have to start from a point of learning. And also, it's not just about engineering and constructions. At my age, what I've realized.
You're a very young man. At your age, you're trying to sound like an old man.
No, but when you've got like 28 years of
experience
within this
within a
industry,
workspace,
one of the things that I would like to say, engineers, especially someone who's a young engineer who wants to venture out eventually, is to also learn the finances that accompanies in engineering, because that is very important. How the projects are financed, is very important. Whether your capital expenditures, your operational expenditures, financing. It's without finance, there is nothing.
There's no project.
There's no project.
Yeah.
So I just want to say to young engineers actually watching this, financing is very important to whatever we do as engineers.
Where would you direct them if they were to get the required finance?
There are short courses available.
Okay.
There are some short courses available how projects are financed.
Okay.
This is something that they could learn. In terms of whether it's going to be you got like financial institutions like the World Bank, for instance. What are the conditions when the World Bank wants to come in to finance projects? They get to know that the World Bank has a private arm, which is the IFC, International Finance Corporations, that goes and finance private enterprises. What are the conditions?
They're basically saying they need to educate themselves.
They need to educate themselves how financing works, and that is very important. Wow. You can be the best engineers, you can be the best technicians, but you're going to be climbing that echelon. And once you get to a certain level, financial literacy is a must.
It's everything.
It's a must, especially within the engineering department.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hassan. I appreciate that. And I'm sure the young engineers have taken that message home. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. I must put a disclaimer. I said husbands must have been pushed by their wives to save, but no, even there are women in there who don't have husbands, but they saved enough to make sure they buy houses within the riverside homes. So don't come for me. How women these days can get angry. So don't come for me thinking that I said that it's only those with husbands that have homes there. It's been a great pleasure having you and a great pleasure having Hassan on the show. I'll certainly have him back because I have lots of questions that I did not ask. So we'll definitely see him here soon. Thank you for your company. God bless you. We'll see you next week.